What's up, Sports Wars? It's Geeks and Gamers Talk Wrestling, back at it like a crack addict, and we are back to talk about the Hell in the Cell predictions that we ourselves have come up with. So once again, I am joined by Corey. How's it going, Corey?
What's up, man?
Nothing much. What about you?
Yeah, I don't have anything clever to say this week.
Okay, sounds good to me.
I have a cool T-shirt.
That is a very cool T-shirt. Fred is very proud. Zach, what's going on, bud?
I am happy that I was able to make it tonight because we were like eating, and then we're at Walmart, and I was talking to my buddy George about wrestling. Sexual chocolate. He's a sexy black man.
Well, then, that's
how we start a show. That's how we start.
That's wonderful. All right, so as we said, we're going to be breaking down the card. So as of this recording, there are no pre-show matches that have been announced quite yet, but we do know that Jonathan Coachman will be making an appearance on the pre-show, which is a very exciting thing, I think.
I mean, I could care less. I'm actually glad he's off the table.
I'd say Renee Young is a much better person behind that.
Better looking to look at, better on the microphone, and just plain better.
So much more interesting. So, and I'm also glad that they didn't shove it down our throats saying, "Oh my gosh, did y'all see Renee Young is the new announcer? Oh my gosh, did y'all see
the first female full announcer? Oh my god.
Oh my god." Like, because like that's normally what they do. So the fact that they didn't do that and they just let it happen, I was like, perfect. This is all we need. Just let it happen. Just let it be organic.
It'll get beaten to our head later.
I'm sure it will. Anyway, so let's start off with the first match on the card, or at least, again, cards are always subject to change, but on the list I have right now, it's the SmackDown Tag Team Championships of the New Day versus Rusev Day. So, Zach, who do you think's going to win?
As much as I am a fan of New Day and their pancakes, I'm not really a fan of the pancakes, but I'm a fan of New Day. I'm sorry, it has to be Rusev Day. Let's finally pull the trigger on these two because Aiden English is fucking gold. And if people do not see that by now, eat it because we all know Rusev's fucking awesome. Like, it's effing Rusev. But Aiden English and Rusev together, we all know tag team is one of my favorite specialties, and I love tag team wrestling. And the Bar is probably the ultimate favorite tag team in there. But if there's another team that had the coolness factor that the Bar does, it's totally Happy Rusev Day.
All right. Very cool. Corey, what's your thoughts?
I just don't see him taking the belts off a New Day that quick. I just don't. I mean, I think it's going to be a great match. It's going to be entertaining, but I can't see them taking the belts off. That's just me.
I mean, yeah, for me, it's one of those things where it's interesting because they technically have two faces going at each other, which seems to be a rare commodity these days when it comes to the main show because they try and as hard as they can to get that heel versus face dynamic going on. But I do think that when it comes to this match in particular, I think that they gave the New Day the titles to try and bring interest back into the division, and also so that way they could, have the five-time discussion. But I do think that it is time for Rusev Day to win the belts here. And to me, there's two different ways that this can go. Either one, they're going to pull the trigger and give Rusev Day the championships finally and let them have a decent length run. The New Day are going to be fine no matter what. Like, the New Day can exist without the titles. Like, they're totally fine without it because they have a life outside of the title picture. With Rusev Day, it's either they win the titles or they break up. But based on what we've seen on television at this point, I just don't see the breakup happening at this point anymore.
See,
at least now.
You actually bring up a good point. When I was watching SmackDown this afternoon, my biggest fear, because like they made a point to show that Aiden English took the bullet for Rusev.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
My biggest fear coming out of this Hell in a Cell pay-per-view is the breakup of Rusev and Aiden English. Because they've kind of, I wouldn't say planted the seed, but in the WWE way, they have with that whole bringing light that Aiden English took a bullet kind of thing.
They did it in an outside the box type way.
Correct. Yeah. Which to me, like I said, Rusev is so damn good on his own, but to see him help elevate somebody like Aiden English, who, in my opinion, was not very good in NXT, has not been worth a damn on the main roster, to actually see him in a form where I'm like, I'm sorry, I was sold on him rapping last week. I was sold on him doing the entrance singing this week. I like Aiden. I have to say I really like Aiden English, and I hadn't realized it until last night. Last night's SmackDown, or the last SmackDown.
No, I hear you. I will say this to defend him. I loved him in the Vaudevillains. I thought that was a perfect part for him to play. But at the same time, I am glad to see that he's finally found a new place, because on his own, it just didn't work. Once the Vaudevillains got moved up to the main roster, it didn't work. And so it's really good to see him in a new place here. But I will also disagree with you on one thing. I hate his rapping because I hate rap. So it's just
it's not that I actually liked it. I just found it comical.
I'm just glad he's not being a heel, because that was what's bothered me the most, was that they were so over as a face group months ago, and then they kept trying to turn them heel. And so Aiden English would be the one that would just sing these heel lyrics, and it's like, no, stop trying to turn them heel. They're great.
But Aiden, I mean, I don't want to see him do it every time. I just thought it was fucking hilarious that they let him rap, and especially coming off the Eminem MJK or whatever feud. So it was kind of funny, like, to see that little snippet in there, and then all the memes that came along with it. But hey, I was a Vaudevillain fan 100%. 100%.
Okay.
So that's the only time I liked him. But before that, he did his own singing gimmick. It sucked.
Yeah. No, I can understand that. Yeah, for sure. All right. Next match on the card is the Raw Tag Team Championship. Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. So, Zach, do you care about this match, and why?
Nope.
I thought not.
Here's the issue with this whole fucking thing. It is legitimately – they even proved it on Raw this week. So, the Shield came out. They get told that if they go do blah, blah, blah fight, they're going to get kicked off the show. Belts are going to get stripped from them, blah, blah, blah. But they come out to the Shield music. Okay? Then Dean and Seth come back. They attack. Oh, we're not the Shield. We're just Seth and Dean. No, you're fucking Roman Reigns henchmen, goony douchebags. And I cannot believe WWE has made me hate Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. Like, I'm already to the point where I'm like, Dean, you should have stayed on the shelf. Seth, go be CrossFit Jesus somewhere else. Like, it's just, I'm so mind-boggled. And how could they take somebody that's so damn good, give him the IC title, and then do fucking nothing with it? So everything The Miz did just got pissed down the drain to bring that title back to Prestige. And then to have Roman Reigns come back out to confront Braun Strowman, and not only did they play his music, but here's the biggest issue about Roman Reigns to me. The motherfucker has not evolved. It's the Shield's entrance music. It's still the Shield. He is like this, oh, I'm the Shield. And they're just playing him as a bitch anyway, because he has to have the Shield to protect him from Braun Strowman. Like, no, get these fuckers off my screen. Like, I'm so tired of them.
No, I understand what you're – and it's sad because it's not unlike the WWE to do this, because Vince McMahon, as we know, will do anything and everything and will forsake any person, any talent he has to get Roman Reigns over. And the only way that he could perceivably do that would be to bring back the Shield and try and get him over that way. But
and it's ruined him.
It's just not going to work. Now you've not only do people still hate Roman Reigns, but now people are starting to get soured on Dean and Seth, and to me that was actually exciting when he came back originally, because I thought, okay, this could be a really cool tag team tandem type of situation. But you're absolutely right. Now the IC title has just been put on the shelf. It's just not interesting anymore. Like the fact that the IC title is not being defended, but instead he's in a tag team match for the tag titles is just kind of ridiculous for me. So I don't care about it either. But to be honest, I mean, as far as picking winners go, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, I think are going to retain. I just don't see a reason.
I better see the Zigzag Claymore 100%. Like,
yes,
just
for sure.
Let them take the fucking heads off them so they can go be their Roman Reigns puppies like they need to be, I guess. Because I'm sorry, Corey.
Sure. Corey, what you got?
Man.
I was gonna say, did your mic break again?
No, I'm just not feeling well tonight, so not very talkative. But I don't know, man. It could go either way, really, because I feel like WWE would love to see the picture of all the members of the Shield holding all the belts.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
But then two, they could totally pull a swerve, and they've done it before. They have. I know you're shaking your head, and you're probably right, but they have done it before where they want the Shield to be, to chase. They want the babyface to chase. And
the babyface is chasing. In my opinion, Dean.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying.
Sorry, go ahead.
If Braun Strowman wins the title,
we're not talking about Braun Strowman yet. Let's hold off on that because I have some thoughts on that myself. Let's talk about the tag team championships right now.
That's what I'm just saying.
But here's the problem with that is in Corey's defense. In Corey's defense, you can't talk about one without talking the other right now.
All right,
you really can't.
I want us to hold off on that just for a little bit.
Okay, so let's go to the next one so we can come back to this.
Okay, so you're picking Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose though, Corey, right?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. All right, so the next match, Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella versus The Miz and Maurice. Corey, thoughts?
I really could care less. But yeah, I'm not very interesting tonight. Sorry.
Who's gonna win?
Miz and Maurice.
Okay. Zach. We already
would
know
you
your
be
thoughts
shocked?
on this.
Well, actually, would you be shocked if I agree with Corey? I don't really care.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's just
like your dude.
No, I enjoy what Daniel Bryan and Miz were doing. Why the fuck do we have to bring the girls into it? Like, I'm nothing against Nikki, not Nikki, but Brie, and nothing against Maurice. But
we're so close. We're close to Evolution.
I
know.
It's two other reasons. Mix Max Challenge is coming back, so this is a way to promote that. And second, this is a holdover match to build up the rivalry between Daniel Bryan and The Miz.
To me, it's just like.
Still don't care, but.
Yeah, I just don't really care. Like,
I don't care either.
I care about the Mix Match Challenge. I'm excited about that. But
I could care less.
I actually no.
Oh, no.
Breaking the moment here. Mixed Match Challenge. If you did not watch the first one, it was actually decent. It was actually decent. There was good storytelling. No, there was good storytelling. For just a Facebook live bullshit. It was fucking awesome.
All right, let's get back on.
They could have spent that time better. For me, I also do not care about this match, but I'm going to go ahead and go with Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella because this match really just does not matter in their overall feud. I think that in the end, I think this would be. The Miz has a win. Obviously, it was through nefarious means. Daniel Bryan might do the same thing in this match. Actually, to be honest, I think that
isn't it in the cage.
This one's not. This one's not in the cage. No. Which to me, this is always pissing me off. When you have a pay-per-view called Hell in the Cell, every match should be inside.
They're not TNA, man.
Yeah.
No. If you go back and you watch TNA, go back and watch TNA pay-per-views and then say that because
I don't care.
Overkill.
Yes, it's not. No, it's not.
It is.
I want to see Brie Bella get thrown into a damn cage. I want to see blood
you
all
want
over
your
the place.
WWE
That's what
moment.
I want.
I mean, just all you need to do is watch Raw and watch her try to fucking botch a suicide dive.
God, yeah, that was scary.
But no, I'm actually agreeing with you. I think Brie and Daniel are going to win it.
Yeah. No, I think it just makes. I just think it makes sense, and eventually it's going to lead to. And honestly, I think they're going to have several. They're never going to have that one rubber match. Maybe if they can somehow get the feud going for a long time, which they probably could. I mean, there's enough build up.
I mean, it's 8 years already.
Yeah, exactly. I know. That's very true. Though to be fair, he was out of Daniel Bryan was out of commission for a lot of that.
But they still kept the feud alive.
Yes, they did, which was awesome.
What pay-per-view do we have after Evolution?
We have the Super Show.
Showdown.
Okay,
Down Under.
After that,
Showdown.
I'm talking about before Survivor Series, basically. Is there anything?
Super Showdown. I don't know.
I don't know. At this point, because of the booking, I don't care because WWE is just sucking it right now.
I'm just wondering if they're going to build it up for a team Daniel Bryan against Team Miz to extend it. But
the only way I'd be okay with that is if we get the B team to go back to Miz.
Oh, I love
and then bring back Sandow.
Oh my God. That'd be amazing. I miss him
okay,
so
go
much.
ahead next.
Yeah, but anyway, the next match is another match I feel like I personally just don't care about. Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton in the Hell in the Cell match. I don't know why this went out of all the others.
I'm totally okay with it. I'm actually pretty excited to see it.
You would be.
I don't know what that means, but
it doesn't mean anything. It's just
because I'm the Enigma.
Oh my goodness gracious! What is his character anyway? He's not broken.
He's the
not
Enigma.
broken.
He's the Enigma. I'm the Daredevil Enigma junkie.
Oh no, he's been saying some fancy words lately too, and I'm just like, shut up.
Well, okay, so I did get excited about one thing about it. They are hinting, and he has hinted on like Twitter with some of his like posts that Brother Nero is coming back.
Ooh, that could be.
So
cool.
I'm as the Jeff Hardy hater I am, I want to see what's going to happen. And if he brings back Itchweed, I'll become a small fan because Itchweed's fucking amazing.
Okay.
I'm going to give Jeff Hardy props one time. Itchweed, great character.
Do you think that Jeff Hardy, because the rumor mill is going around that Matt Hardy is retiring, do you think that Jeff could survive without him?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he has Triple H.
Okay. Backstage politics aside, I think that this match, Randy Orton's going to win the match. Jeff's going to try to do some kind of insane spot off of the top of the cell or something like that. He's going to get hurt, and they're going to write him off.
If he doesn't get thrown through the cell, they ruined it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, at this point, the fact that you have Shane McMahon who's gonna be thrown. Damn you! The fact that they have Shane McMahon who gets thrown off a cell at this point, it's kind of like if that doesn't happen at the very least, what's the point of the match? Just me personally,
I'm just saying if Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton do not finish that match on top of the cell,
yeah,
or at least Jeff getting thrown off, this whole match was pointless. This whole feud, because it needs to. I'm actually, God dang it, I'm about to fucking give credit to Jeff Hardy again. I'm actually enjoying the Orton Jeff Hardy feud. I actually enjoy it for the simple fact that Orton feels like Jeff Hardy's one of those indie darling type styles, like the fan favorites. And it's just really cool. And I'm an Orton fan, so I've been an Orton fan back even when he was before Evolution, and he was, so to see Orton come full circle, and I know he gets the term Borden, but I'm sorry, he still is one of the best snap suplexes there is.
I'm going to say this too, that when it comes to Orton, this time around, he's added something. There's something tasty to his heel turn this time, and it's a little bit more sincere, I guess.
It almost feels viperish again.
It seems more authentic. It's not the same boring, I'm a heel because I have to be. It's like, I'm going to rip your freaking ear off. I mean, all that stuff has been awesome.
But, like, if you go back to when Randy Orton really made the Viper gimmick, and when he was with, not Evolution, but Legacy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that Orton was fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. That was a good character.
Yeah,
it was a really dark character for that time. It was something that WWE needed, and it's really cool to see Orton kind of, like you said, bring that new layer. And I think Jeff's really helping him on it. Like I said, I'm going to give Jeff the proper he deserves it, because I may not be a fan of his, and I might think he's overrated or whatever, but Jeff isn't terrible. I just have issues with politics, I guess, with the backstage politics reasons of Jeff Hardy. And that's my issue with it. So
who do you think's going to win?
It has to be Orton, in my opinion. It has to be. Like, for the simple fact that they need to write Jeff off at this point to kind of bring another level to his character. Because like you said, what is he? What is he? Yeah. What is he?
Besides that, dude, he can barely walk. I mean, if you I'm not joking. I mean,
no, I buy into his injuries.
It sucks, man. Because I mean, after he takes one bump, he looks like he's hurt. I don't think he's selling. I think
because he's not on drugs finally.
Anyway,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Gonna go. Yeah, that's a little too risque. But no, I'm going with Randy Orton as well. Just makes sense. Write him off either to recover from injury or write him off to do that and also to come back as hopefully Brother Nero or another character. All right, so this brings us to the Raw Women's Championship, Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss. Does anyone think that Ronda Rousey is not winning this match?
No.
I'm sorry. Like, for this one, it's like I love Alexa Bliss, but I'm sorry. Like, Ronda Rousey's main eventing Evolution. I'm sorry.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Ronda Rousey and all that stuff. I really, please, to the love of the wrestling god, and yes, I'm talking about JBL. Please,
just turn on Fox.
Please, at least let it be a match.
It'll be a match.
I think so.
I wonder if the Nikki is going to get involved at all, like in any shape, any form.
No,
I think they're going to save that for the build-up for Evolution. But honestly, I think that the one thing that's going to make this more of a match than anything else before is the fact that Ronda hurt her ribs, and so they're going to try and probably sell that a little bit too.
From that shitty kick from Alexa. I mean, it wasn't shitty. It was a really good kick, actually. But like one little kick hurt your ribs.
No. It was
fought in the UFC.
Well, maybe she slept wrong. You never know.
No. If you watch the match, like they had an entire build-up to like her ribs were being attacked the entire time, and then that was like the final kick.
He didn't watch the match.
No, I didn't. No, he didn't.
There you go.
I've been packing his stuff for a family vacation.
Blah, 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 blah.
To me, that match became a smoke break real quick, and I'm sorry.
You're part of the problem, buddy.
Wait. They built up the ribs the entire match, and that was the exclamation points.
I just saw the kick, so I did not get to see the match.
Okay,
I have kids.
Explaining it to you.
Thank you, Odin. Thank you.
I'm mansplaining for you, and
I should start wearing my Heath Slater shirt that I got kids, but instead I got the nerd alert.
Hey,
I miss Gallows and Anderson.
Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
Anyway, so Ronda Rousey wins. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. SmackDown Women's Championship: Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch. Corey, who you got?
Really excited for this. I'm gonna go Becky. This is in that top 5 of things going on in WWE right now that I'm just really excited. Totally, just ready to watch that match. I mean, that's all I can say.
Can I ask you guys, because I'm 100% with Corey on this. I hope it's Becky, personally for me. But how fucking good is this feud? Like,
really good.
Can anyone tell me that, like, okay, so we saw like what 9 months of back and forth Sasha Banks Charlotte, and that feud was like, ugh.
It was just boring. Like there was nothing to it. Like
there was a few instances that made you, or at least made me like, oh man, they're gonna pull the trigger. And then like whenever she jumped her on Raw, and she said, "You ain't shit," and like you're like, okay, this is gonna happen, and then nothing. It was just like they got cold feet, and pulled it out, and was like, no, they're best friends.
This
feud, tag teams.
This feud is so fucking good. Like this, oh my! I personally, 100%, I'm going to say this in all honesty. I think it's the best feud in WWE right now. The best feud, besides NXT.
Yeah.
Besides NXT, because
I'm really, really enjoying AJ and Samoa Joe. It's a hard
to me. No. To me, that's the second. To me, that's the second best feud.
We're not saying this is bad.
I'm just saying, like, I'm right here. I'm right.
Okay, you're just balancing those two.
Yeah.
To me, that's second. I agree with you, but I'm sorry. You have two of my favorite female wrestlers in the WWE right now, and they are just smashing the story, smashing it. I don't even see them as both heels or faces. I personally see, like, I don't see one as a heel, one as a face. I personally see like two tweeners almost.
Yeah, well, because they're not making Becky go that heel route. Like, the most heel thing she said to the fan base has been, and I don't care what these people think, but people were cheering her nonetheless because she focused on her hatred and her anger towards her former best friend. It's just great.
Oh my God, it's just such a good feud.
Yeah,
just such a good feud.
I think if Becky Lynch doesn't win, we should riot because it would just be a crime at this point for her not to end up with the title. That's what I thought.
I almost you say that, but like I personally would rather see like Charlotte do something dirty. Mm-hmm. Now, hear me out, because I would prefer to see them do something where Charlotte does like Becky takes it to her, and like is about to win, and then Charlotte pulls out. If she's gonna be her dad and ride the coattails like everybody fucking complains about, let's fucking go all in on it. Let's just put all of our eggs in one basket.
You think we might get a double switch? Like we might get.
You don't even need to switch. You don't even need to switch.
What I mean is like you get an actual heel out of this because
potentially.
because I'm gonna say Becky's not a heel at this point. Like,
No.
everyone is loving everything that she's doing. So that would be a way that you would get boos for her because of the cheating. And then on top of that, you just throw more fuel on the fire for Becky.
And then at
Lynch.
Evolution, we have one of the best female matches on the main roster since Lita and Trish Stratus.
And you could give a really good stipulation to it too, like Last Woman Standing, or one of those things.
Because this feud is just so damn good. It does not need to stop. And if Becky wins it, unfortunately, it's not going to really go anywhere. Like, they'll go to a rematch, but it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Becky needs to unfortunately lose.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, like I said, they need to go all in on Charlotte Flair being Ric Flair's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And pulling out of the dirtiest trick in the game, because it'd be really cool.
Yeah, that could definitely work. All right, WWE Championship match: AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. Corey, who you got and why?
Gonna go with AJ. Again, I don't see him taking the belt off. I wouldn't be mad if Joe won, but yeah, I think AJ wins it.
All right, cool beans. Zach, what you got?
I agree with Corey on this one. What's the reason to pull the belt off of AJ now? I mean, he's doing so good as the champion. Mm-hmm. And when you have something that's hot like that, where the people are still invested in the champion and wanting to see him keep the title, keep the title on him. It doesn't hurt to have heels come after him. And I'm sorry, I'm still selling my money on a hopeful Miz versus AJ's feud to continue Bryan and his feud. Or if it's true and Vince McMahon is truly high on fucking Almez, let's make that happen on a pay-per-view and give them 30 minutes to bust out a badass match, because that match for like 12 minutes was fucking excellent on SmackDown.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with you for sure. I will say, though, I think, and it really depends on the stipulation, because at this point there is no stipulation, which is kind of odd for this kind of a feud. So I have a feeling if this turns into a no DQ match, if this turns into a no holds barred or even a Hell in the Cell, which I doubt, but we'll see what happens. If it turns into one of those matches, I think Joe wins it. And the only reason why is because it would add fuel to the fire and make it so much more personal, especially if Samoa Joe would cheat to win or would just totally savage him to be able to come out with the victory. Because then at that point, Joe can continue to torment AJ, but with the title in his hand. I think build up a really good story.
Do you see the possibility of Joe winning the title at the Super Show and them doing a big title switch at a show like that?
They could, and they probably will, to be honest, because that's just what they do. But I just really don't want that to happen.
That's my what I was going to bring up is actually I could see Joe winning it here because it makes more sense.
Yeah.
In my logic, but my logic lines nothing up with WWE.
Yeah.
But in my logic, I'd have Joe win here because, like you said, he could. It's Hell in a Cell. He can be that ruthless character and win. But then if you have AJ win it back at Super Show, it's not going to hurt the title to be tossed around, and it gives Joe a little more credit.
Mm-hmm.
And then their storyline. We've seen Joe versus AJ Styles in ROH. We've seen it in TNA. And TNA, their feud in TNA was the shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I almost would put my money on this being the better feud.
Mm-hmm.
Their feud, in my opinion, has gotten better. It's like wine. They were good when they were in ROH. They were good when they were in TNA. Now they're fucking great. I almost want to say, let's see them when they're seeing Triple H and Undertaker's age again going at it at the Super Show, because it could be a decent match.
I don't know, man. You might not be too happy about that.
That's a good point.
Very, very true. All right, so we're in the final match of the card: Roman Reigns,
fuck it,
boo, versus Braun Strowman in a Hell in a Cell match, because it just has to be.
Special guest Mick Foley.
With Mick Foley as the special guest referee.
Who gives a fuck?
Because since Corey decided to leave, Zach,
did he really? I'm on a phone. Remember that, so I can't see all the screens like you guys do.
He just walked away. He's not even there.
Corey's my hero.
But anyway, who do you got?
Unfortunately, I got Roman Reigns because they're not. There's so many rumors around that. It's just rumors. We got to take the dirt sheets for what they are, dirt sheets.
Yeah.
But let's face it. most of the dirt sheets have been correct of what WWE does with Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
He's not losing the title. He's
Okay.
not. It
Okay.
It doesn't matter anyway. Braun Strowman's the fucking face in this whole matter. Like, they can preach and tell us all they want that Roman Reigns is the goddamn face of the company and
Yeah.
the face. But we all know Braun Strowman is. When Braun Strowman walked out of that ring WrestleMania, what'd they do? They cheered him. When Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre were on the rope in the ring with him, the entrance, they cheered him. They cheered the face, the heels, because they don't want to see the Shield. Yeah. Nobody maybe some moms.
But I was excited for
possibly
the
some kids
at first. At first,
I
but
wasn't.
then I lost interest very, very quickly. But since
Corey's back,
since Corey has rejoined us, what are your thoughts on Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman? Who you think's gonna win?
I should have stayed gone longer.
Man, Fred's pissed.
He is so bad.
That's how we feel.
Yes.
Left field, Braun. Braun wins it. But I'm going to make this prediction that how many matches are there on the card? 7? Right?
1, 2, 3,
I think
4,
it's 7.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, 8. 1. Let's applaud that there's only 8 matches on a card. That's kind of amazing.
Oh, just you wait. We still have 2 days where they're going to add pre-shows and.
Damn it! You had to say that.
Yep.
I'm gonna go 0 for 8. So fuck it. Braun.
Hey, my first prediction show that I did on We Talk Wrestling. So my first ever prediction show I did, it was SummerSlam. There was 13 matches on the card, and I got
we remember
0 wrong. Right,
Damn.
I got 0 right. 0. I zeroed it out. I did not get one.
That's why you're
match correct.
That's why you're the favorite admin, man.
Yeah, that's right. I am the favorite admin.
So here's.
Were you part of the group event? God damn, that makes me happy. Go ahead. Sorry, Odin.
No, it's fine.
Bro love.
Here's my theory. I think Braun's winning it, and the reason why is because
You're wrong.
I don't care what you think.
Donald Trump thinks you're wrong.
No, you're wrong. No, you're not going to play this game. I have the best words.
Is this what we've turned into? We have
opinions.
to
No, I'm sorry.
Really?
Anytime I hear the word wrong now, no.
Hey, stop. Hey. Oh, did you see that? I muted you.
Me or Odin?
Mr. Trump over here.
No. So anytime I see somebody post wrong or say somebody's wrong or anything, all I think is what Odin did. Like, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Odin looks like he was looking like so devastated. Like
I was hurt.
You muted me?
I was like,
okay,
what?
Fun and games aside.
No, I'm sorry. I got to get to this, guys. So anyway, the reason why I think Braun's going to win is because ever since Braun said the words, the dogs of war, because especially I think Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre are going to win this match for the tag team titles. Talk about an image when you have Braun Strowman and those two coming out together with all the damn gold.
That's what I was saying.
I think that is going to build up a very good feud, and especially since the next, as we said, one of the next major pay-per-views is probably Survivor Series, Shield versus the Dogs of War. And
guys, you're missing out the greatest pay-per-view from Down Under. That's gonna be
screw you.
Sorry, that's not a pay-per-view.
It's a better match, and I'm sorry if they want to do what's best for business, which is something they always freaking say. Then the best thing they could do is put the title on Braun and let it be a Survivor Series group versus group match, and then try and build up the feud for them at WrestleMania or maybe even before then. But I'm sorry, at this point, the Roman Reigns experience has once again failed. Put him off, and you know what? At the same time, you could do. Here's perfect. Hey, WWE, if you're listening right now, I'm booking this for you. Give the title to Braun Strowman, have a Survivor Series match, and then guess what? You turn Roman heel. Roman turns on his Shield brothers, the Shield loses, and the Shield is done. That would be a better storyline, a better story arc than anything you could possibly do. So you know what, WWE? You know what, Vince McMahon? Get your head out of your damn ass. Get your head out of Roman's ass and just let this damn happen. All right, that's what I have.
No, I agree 100%. I thought he fucking licked not CM Punk, John Cena's asshole so damn much.
For sure.
Like you, I hated Cena. I hated Cena for the longest time because I thought those two were in bed, like literally sucking each other's wieners. But I'm sorry, I think it's now a threesome with Roman Reigns in there because like what they do with Roman Reigns, I'm just like, if you would have pulled this in the Attitude Era, the crowd would keep shitting on you. We said, fuck you.
Throw stuff at you.
We were the kids that lived through fuck you, die, Rocky, die.
Yeah.
We are those kids. We are literally telling you, not even just us.
Yeah.
Our own kids. Well, I have kids. You two don't, but or do you? But my own kids are legitimately like, Dad, why do they keep pushing Roman? I'm like, bro, I don't know. In our time, we told them to fucking kill Rocky, and they turned him heel, and he became the greatest thing ever. Like, don't look at me.
Yep.
So we do have, it's Hell in a Cell, then the Super Showdown, Evolution, and Survivor Series.
Exactly. So like to me, just, again, if they want to actually build up a card, if they want to actually get people excited for a match, that is what you do. But I swear to God, if they have Roman retain the title, and I could totally see them doing this, you're going to have Mick Foley in there. Mick Foley's going to somehow put Mr. Sacco down Braun's throat, and then all of a sudden, Roman's going to end up winning somehow. And I could totally see them doing that. But if they do that, and they also give the titles to the Shield, that to me is going to be one of the dumbest things ever. And they are all three of them are going to get booed to hell on Monday.
Who said months ago that the Money in the Bank briefcase wasn't going to mean shit because it was on Braun Strowman? Who was that guy? That was this guy, right? So you came up with a great storyline. You came up with an amazing storyline that I fucking love, Odin. Like, if I could bow at your feet right now, I would, but I'm here, you're there. I had a beautiful storyline for the Daniel Bryan Miz feud with the briefcase. Beautiful, but WWE just pissed all over. And then I had the same great idea for Kevin Owens with the briefcase. And now look at him. He quit, and he's still showing up. Like, what?
Before we end the podcast, not the podcast, YouTube show.
Whatever we are.
Wherever we are, I want to say, listen to these names. These are people who are not on the card for this show. And I swear, if any of these names get into the pre-show for most of them, I think it would be a crime. Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, Asuka, Sasha Banks, Bayley, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, Elias, and the Usos are all not being featured on this.
Elias is done and trash anyway because WWE's ruining him. I love Elias. I love Elias. Do not hate me for saying those words.
Yeah. I don't care.
Go to We Talk Wrestling and see why I said them words. Because they have just made him a fucking joke, and it's just they Sandow him.
Yeah.
They have Sandow him.
That is true.
And it's just really sad and really but
Sandow didn't get to play to a bar in New Orleans, okay?
True, but they still Sandow him. They're Sandowing him.
Yeah.
Like
no, for
but
sure.
They did,
but
they did.
I think the bigger crime here is the fact that Shinsuke and Finn Balor aren't on the damn card. Like,
but look at it this way, man. Really, okay. The roster is very deep right now, and I feel like that WWE does this. They rotate, and I feel like Finn Balor and Nakamura, that if you put all of these guys on this card at one time, that you're gonna miss stuff. Basically,
I would
I'm
agree.
Not saying this right, but
I would agree if Roman Reigns wasn't the champion right now. I would totally agree.
I mean, you can't, but you can't.
It's all crap.
But really, it's like, of course we can sit there and bitch about that, but that's not going to change. There's a whole nother part of the card.
Oh, it's going to change. We're going to make it happen.
All right.
The change.
Let Corey speak. I want to hear what Corey says. Go, Corey. Like, don't let Odin's. I'm actually being quiet. I don't like go. I want to hear this, please.
I'm just saying. I feel like that there's so much depth on the roster that they rotate talent, and they do this every year because it's like WWE seasons. You have pre-WrestleMania season, which is where it gets hot. You have post-WrestleMania season where it's cold, and then
it's all focused on Roman.
SummerSlam, it kind of gets hot again. Right now is the cold period, and that's why I think AJ is going to keep the title up until the end of this year. And whoever he loses it to, that feud is going to last a little bit long, and then he's going to move on to something else. I don't think he's going to have the belt. I know that goes off to something else, but my point is they cycle these things out. And I think Nakamura is going to be a bigger part in the next few months. And I feel like Elias, you're right. They sand out him. I don't know what else to say, but yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
I think he's going to be a prominent piece in the next few months.
I see
why they have him where they have him. They don't have him as a job. He is on TV every single week, regardless of if he's facing Baron Corbin 500 times. He's still right here in our face. And they do that on purpose. I feel like they keep people just at arm's length, basically, so you don't forget. That's just me, though.
We also have to
absolutely, completely fucking wrong.
We also have to remember. No, you bring up valid points, but we also have to remember the fact that in 2019, Fox takes over WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't even know what that's going to hold. Like, they're talking about the shows coming back together again because, SmackDown's going to be on Fox and Raw's going to be on USA, but Fox wants the ability to use all the superstars. So, like, there's going to be a lot of change, man. There's going to be a lot of change. I still don't agree with NXT going to Fox, but whatever.
I'm kind of mixed on that because obviously as long as they stay at Full Sail, if it's live, I'd love to see NXT live. But just one last thing about what was said. Like, again, I agree that it definitely goes through cold spots because obviously they're having to, go against Monday Night Football, which is just a very hard battle to lose. However, at the same time, since you've got Vince McMahon, who's, going to be starting his own football league, next year? Isn't that when it's happening? So maybe this is the time for him to say, hey, now that the NFL is not doing very well ratings-wise because of a variety of different reasons, maybe now is the time to start to push for more ratings during that time. And maybe the way to do that is to, again, start giving the fans what they freaking want instead of trying to tease them with, placeholder champions. That's just my opinion.
As much as it sucks, I don't think ratings matter anymore. Not as much as they used to. It's just it doesn't.
Ad revenue still is all a big deal, man.
Right, but ad revenue comes from different places and not just ratings.
I had to sit through a 30-minute fucking Connor Secure thing on Hulu.
Well, I got my feelings on that, and I'll leave that. I am pro it. I will say that.
Oh, I'm not against it. I'm not against it 100%.
I know. I'll put it this way, real quick. There are some very cruel people in the world, and very selfish people in the world. Let's just leave it at that.
My only thing was I had no problem them putting on Hulu, but 30 minutes? Like, you took 30 minutes of my 90 minutes to put Connor like, guys, right. I don't like. Okay, go ahead. But
sorry.
actually,
no. Let's. We're already.
We got pre-show.
We're already over time. No, there's no pre-show. But I want to say pre-grade. What do you think this is going to be on a grade scale?
4 stars. Out of 10.
Letter grade.
A C.
A C. Corey, what about you?
B minus.
I'm going D. I'm going to be honest. I hate it.
You want the D?
I'm about to say I want the D. It all comes down to the fact that every pay-per-view really, for the most part, has just been garbage.
The final thoughts, I can't wait for Rush Hour 4.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Their segment, Naomi and Asuka's segment on SmackDown was goddamn gold. Teriyaki, you hungry? It reminded me of Tajiri and William Regal.
Naomi is so annoying.
I was so happy.
I'm sorry. I stopped listening whenever I heard her say, "And you feel the glow."
The glow.
Oh my goodness, I need to drop that crap. Like, she can still do the glow dancing, but the fact that she tries to train into a character, I'm like, shut up.
No, WWE makes her. But
anyway, guys, so we're already way over time, but
Ciampa shouldn't have music.
No, he shouldn't. It's so great what he's doing right now. But anyway, guys.
No Coast is the best indie team.
Shut up. Guys, this is always Joe made me have to pull out Donald Trump again. You're wrong.
Close this out, my friend.
So anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching us here on Geeks and Gamers, the best YouTube channel that there is, and especially Sports Wars channel, the best subsidiary of Geeks and Gamers that there is.
That's not how we're ending.
No Coast is the
I
tag
don't
team champion. Sid Holland and
Guys,
JCJ.
Thank you all so much for watching. It's
Thank
been
you.
great once again. Y'all are fantastic. Have a great day. And as always, God bless.
Peace.